to say goodbye.
It's hard to say I miss you.
The time of love
Is a gruesome cruise.
I need you now, dear Lord.
Sometimes when you build, people may destroy what you have built. And it may take a flash of a second for that thing to be no more. And that causes a lot of pain. I am Skombozo Dube, and this is the show, Painful Goodbyes. To help us in this show is my brother, Musa. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, I am Dube Musa Wenkosi. I am married to Nomhle Dube, and we have 3 sons.
Okay.
Guguletu, Kosenhle, and Bonguhle. Yes, and
You seem to be a dean of men. There are,
Yes.
there are 3 sons.
yes, I think we consider ourselves blessed because the clan
is increasing.
yeah, it's increasing.
Okay.
Yes.
What are the things that you love?
Okay, I think first and foremost, I love God and the study of things pertaining to God.
Okay.
And I also love my wife. Yes.
Oh,
And,
right.
and the children. I think I also love sports like soccer. I used to love playing, actually.
Okay.
Yes, but now since I'm growing old, I think I'm now trying to watch more of soccer
than
yes,
play.
And I also love like traveling, seeing new places. Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. And you spoke about loving your wife, spoke about loving God, loving your children. What is it that you do on a spare time to ensure that that love is shown?
Okay, for God, I go to church. I try to share as much knowledge as I have on the things of concerning the faith. Yes, and towards my wife, I try to do those things that will revive every time. Since we've been married for a long time now, about 20 years. So you will need to spice it up sometimes to revive the love. And for the kids, there are those things where, as a father, you have to be responsible. You have no choice, like school and shelter, food, and everything. Yes. And sometimes you need to just check on their hobbies, on their friends. So I consider that love to the kids. Yes.
Now you spoke about shelter and food. I'm more concerned about shelter. Yes. So there is a process that takes us there that involves money.
Yeah.
So how do you handle your money when you receive it so that it helps you to get shelter?
Yes, since during the working, when the man is able to work, it's easy sometimes to get shelter.
Okay.
Since the organizations can provide. But I have to think of the retirement days.
Okay.
So every time when I get money, I try to save some money for the retirement home.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Take us through the saving part of it. Sometimes it may help someone say, okay, so I can be able to save for a home. So take us through that process. How do you do it? How do you save? Is it a percentage or whatever? What is it that you do?
I would say yes, you can save something from your income It can be a percentage, but maybe sometimes it's hard for some to calculate the percentage. But I think depending on the amount, you have to put something aside every time, adding on the savings, so that this other day it will be it will amount to something that can buy building material, or maybe the other way you can buy livestock, like cattle. Those things, as time goes, they have a way of multiplying. Then that's money for you at the end of the day. Yes. So that's how I try to save.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Beautiful. I'm very much intrigued by the fact that you are so candid in saving. So when you have failed to save, maybe this month and or maybe 2 months, how do you feel when you have failed to save?
Yeah, I feel I have lost, maybe, how can I put it? I've lost time and money, because you have a grand plan. So you need to make sure your savings are there's always something that is going into the savings. But still, sometimes it happens that you fail to put something aside as savings.
Thank you very much. There you have it, friends. Stay tuned as we listen to this story. Welcome back to the show, Painful Goodbyes. Thank you for staying tuned. I'm still with my brother Musa, and you spoke about livestock. How have you acquired those beasts that you have?
Okay, at first I had this man from Dube district. He was selling, he was trying to like clearing his farm because he was closing. So he had a lot of young cattle for sale. So I went there and bought a number of cows there. Yes. So those became part of the saving plan. Yes, they were the part of the saving plan. Yes.
All right. So let's talk about the financial side. Besides the beasts, the cattle that you had, how you built to how you got to that place where you had sufficient amount of money to do what you wanted to do.
Okay. So beside the livestock, I think I also do like chickens, the saso.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So they help me a lot to amount to that money, kind of money that I had.
Okay.
And also at work where I work, the salary thing. Yes.
So the two then came to a place where you had the amount of money that you want.
Yes.
So where are the cattle? You should be having some place where the cattle are.
Yes, at first, the first cattle that I bought, I had to ask from one of my brothers near town here to keep them for me for some time. Then the second purchase, I took those to my rural area there, to where I had found the place to build a homestead.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, now talking about building the homestead, you spoke about creating shelter for your children, and there is a homestead.
Yes.
And there is a time and the amount of money that you had collected. What happened to that money?
So this other day, I had taken the money from where we keep it.
Okay, it's interesting to see where we keep it.
Yes.
So it's not a bank. This is what I understand.
Yes,
but it's somewhere.
The situation is.
Yes.
So put it in my pocket, in the wallet, into the pocket, then into town.
Okay.
Then when I got to work, because this day the money had to buy the needed materials, and some of the money was to be transported to near the building site so that it would be easy to get the other materials. Yes. But when I got to work in the morning around 7:45, then I just checked my pocket. The wallet was no longer there.
Hey.
Yes.
Hey.
Yes. So I don't know how to explain how I felt. But at first I thought maybe no, I'll find the money somewhere. It's there. So I couldn't believe that the money is no longer there. So I went inside. I tried to wait for this service that we usually do, devotion, but I couldn't. Then I left and tried to check on my way back home. But until I reached home, I couldn't find the money. And of course, I think it was impossible because there are a lot of people working in town there.
But something in your mind keeps telling you that maybe I will find it.
Yes, something in my mind. Even like any time when I remember when I am walking that same route, sometimes I look on the side of the road thinking that I'll see my wallet maybe somewhere there with
And this
that
happened,
lot of money.
And this happened how many years ago?
Now it was before COVID. I think that was 2016. Yes. Yes, it's a long time.
It's a long time. And the money was so much that, because if you are talking about you checking even after 5 years,
Yes.
I think it must have done something to you. What is that thing that happened that's so painful that even now you are even checking and voluntarily checking?
Yes, I think the value of the money, to me, it was a house. Of course, in the rural setting, but a nice bigger house. So I think I feel like someone who lost a house. Yes. And it was a big investment for me. And it's painful because soon after losing the money, I felt the pain and even thought maybe I should have eaten that money when it was coming in pieces, like in bitten pieces, yes. Instead of trying to save it to that amount and at the end lose it just like that.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Just like that. Now, I'm thinking about your day at work.
Yes.
That very day. Maybe if you can describe how it was.
Yes.
And people were coming, talking to you. How was the day at work?
My day was chaotic, considering what my duties there at work. I think I did nothing that day, but I was trying to appear strong because I told some of my friends, they knew. So I think I would, if I got any chance, I would sneak out. Maybe I did that 3 times or 4 times that day and went back the same route. And come back.
3 or 4 times.
Yeah, 3 or 4 times that day. So it was really something that hit me hard. Yes.
considering the amount of time, the number of times that you went, what did you think about yourself? Maybe now you're looking back.
Okay.
Yes. What do you think about yourself? What state were you in?
I think I was so sad in despair. Yes, and I always thought maybe if I had maybe done this, or if I had not taken the money that day, or if I had called the person to come home and collect the money. So a lot of things were coming into my mind. And of course, since I know how God works, I would not maybe blame God.
Okay.
But something wanted to.
Yes, to blame you.
Yes, but I know that no, He is not the kind of a God who will put His children into painful things. Yes.
Yes. Now, having brought the God element into this, I'm thinking there is something you said, something came. Let's talk about that something which came, which I can't blame God because He's big, but then that something came. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, sometimes I think we are tempted as human beings. I don't know, maybe it's how we have been observing our elderly, probably, who didn't know much about how God operates. When we are fallen by bad things, sometimes we think that maybe God is punishing or such things. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Now, then that you went back home. Your wife and your children, they look at you, and there is this thing that has happened. Let's tell us about that.
All right. So my wife is not the talkative kind or the exclamating. So she's melancholy.
Okay.
Yes. So, okay. So where did the money go? So I'm so sad, and the kids they are noticing, and they are quiet. So I try to explain. The kids are sorry, Daddy. And yeah, it was just quiet and a sad moment for everyone. Yes.
And then they are your friends that you spoke to at work.
Yeah. So my friends at work, maybe how we relate will explain their reaction.
Okay.
Because most of them, they thought it's funny and they laughed. Yeah, they were having a good time. So it also made me think maybe when I am feeling sad of this situation, maybe I'm not doing the right thing.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So I was also forced to try and laugh about it. So I would say maybe when they were laughing or doing all those funny things, they helped me a lot.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So I would despair when I was alone there. But following day, they will start again. But this old lady, when she heard, she was so sorry. She even gave me $5. Said,
to help
sorry,
you.
you will, things will be okay one day.
Thank you very much for sharing this bit of the story and how you lost the money. Please stay tuned. We'll be back in the third and final segment. Welcome to the show, Painful Goodbyes, and we are in the third and final segment. I'm with my brother Musa, and we've been talking about the money that got lost. Now, you spoke about losing it. Do you have a recollection of how you lost it?
Yeah, what I remember is putting that money in my pocket. Then I walked from where I stay into town. It's a walkable distance. But on my way, the first half of the way, there isn't much people, especially in the mornings. So I don't remember seeing anything suspicious.
Okay.
Or maybe to say someone pickpocketed. No. Even from the street where people start to be crowded, it was still the early hours of the morning. So, but when I got to work, after a few minutes, I realized the money wasn't there. It was gone. So I have no idea what happened to the money. Yes.
You lost your house. You lost the house that was in the pocket.
Yes.
And you got to work, and the friends were laughing at you. And you spoke about you healing very fast. You thought to yourself, no, this is not proper. If I'm looking at that, I'm wondering whether you really were healed or you smashed yourself into healing.
Yes, since you put it like that, I begin to realize that maybe I did not grieve. I did not give myself enough time to heal because of the pressure before my friends' pressure. Maybe even the pressure from the tradition, the culture that a man has to grieve, like internally. Yes, you try to be strong. Yes.
Yes, boys don't cry.
Yes, boys don't cry.
Yeah.
Yes. So you try by all means to look strong. But as you put it right now, I think it's not a good thing. Yes.
Okay. So what do you think you could have done better in order to heal properly than the short-circuiting that you did?
I think if the friends, family, and like everyone who cares, when someone loses something that they love, they have to give a deliberate support to that person, and try by all means to show that person has lost something that they value. Because sometimes when you look at what has been lost, maybe you have a temptation to think, it's a very petty thing. But to that person, it's something valuable. So maybe how you laugh, how you respond, you need to have a bit of empathy. So that person will also, I think that will help the affected person to not to rush themselves into healing or trying to be strong. Yes. Because if you laugh and make it something very pet, that person is not allowed in a way to grieve.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So it means that words can be able to inhibit grieving. So there are comments that people say besides what your friend said. What are those comments that were not proper when they got to you? What could be those comments?
Or comments like, why were you carrying that large amount of money.
Eish.
Yes. So, but you know why you carried that money. Yes. You wanted to use it.
Yes.
But someone is just posing that question as if it was foolishness to carry that money. Yes.
There's this dream of building a home. Did it die? And if it didn't die, how far have you pushed that dream after the loss?
Yes, soon after the loss, I thought everything has died because it was hard to raise that kind of money. And looking at the trends of my projects that were giving me that money, it was not very much promising. But because of that retirement aspect that I mentioned, I had to try by all means to revive the dream because the old age is surely coming.
Yes.
So we started all over again. But this time we had learned our lesson. So if we raise a little, we'll try to buy material.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. So from that time till now, I think we have managed to see our dream coming true, though we haven't reached the point exactly where we want to be at the end of the day. Yes.
Thank you very much. What would be your final words as we wrap up this show?
I think as we wrap up the show, I would want to say to my fellow colleagues who have once in a time lost something that they value. I want to say those things, they do happen. And if they happen, you don't need to crash and not rise again. You still have the chance, you still have everything in disposal to try and do something again. So money can be lost, but I think it's the wish and the dream that will help you to manage again. So we don't need to despair and lose hope and get depressed because of these things.
Thank you very much for sharing your story. For me, Skumbuzo Dube and Musa and the rest of the crew behind the scenes. It's a wrap.